What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar with C-Zar Gets Crypto, and we're talking about GLQ today. This one comes to us at the request of Machine Wash. We're doing this one for you, man. Looking at this thing here, we have broken through this kind of like double bottom that we had, right? It was a failed V out. I'm on the daily on KuCoin, GLQ, USD. It's GraphLinq versus Tether on KuCoin. Anyways, this V-shaped recovery, generally it would take you above where the V started, but we actually failed. Kind of did something that we're doing right now with a lot of coins, I think, which is we're getting close to our last high, but not quite breaking above it. And we can see the price action that just pursued afterwards. It doesn't have to be like this, you know. It could just keep going. This is a very kind of nice bottoming formation, even though it's an M pattern. It was like a failed M. I guess it wasn't a failed M pattern. It did go a little bit longer, but it was an M pattern right out into a V pattern, which is nice to see. But failed V means we go down, and we have broken lower. I do think that this is just the beginning of where we're going to go. If we break this out to the weekly, first off, actually, I want to see the RSI. Looking at the RSI, it looks weak. It looks weak in my opinion. You have a low here, a higher low here, and a low here and a lower low, and that is bullish divergence, but I don't think it is. I actually think that it's, you know, give it a few days, it's probably going to be nullified. As the price goes down, this too will come down and it'll nullify that bullish divergence, which I don't even if it closed here, I don't think that it would be. You know, it's not inside of the oversold zone, which is where I find bullish divergences and bearish divergences to be more reliable. So anyways, lower highs, lower lows in the RSI. I think it is going to go into the oversold zone soon. So you might be seeing a bigger move relative to like some of these moves on the downside. You know, maybe it's as big as like 7.5%. Maybe it's 10%, 20%. I would think probably bigger than one of these candles. But you know, I was looking back and just seeing. I mean, here you're in the oversold zone, right? And you get you're moving down here, your biggest candle 7%, but then you saw a candle here that was 13%, or a candle here that it closed 8%, but it moved a lot more than that. And then this candle as well is 23%, all being in the oversold zone. I really do think you could see a move throughout the day that's like bigger than 10%, maybe within the 20% price range. But it might not be that big. You know, you might just continue to march down, kind of like you did last time you were in the oversold zone, where you just marched down with very small candles, but you were consistent. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 reds, and then it came up, man. Isn't that crazy? 1, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Nope, doesn't count. Anyways, 7 reds in a row, and then we turned around. I do think that we are going to go lower. And where we're going to go, that's what I was going to lead into, was I think that we're going to go somewhere around here. If we take the weekly closing into account, or we take in any of these wicks, maybe this wick here, so we can graze all these other ones, somewhere around 0.3 cents, a little bit below that probably, if not even lower. I would say we could even go lower than this. We could go down like somewhere around there. So around 0.2 to 0.3 cents would make sense to me. From low to high, taking out the fibs, you know, if we look at it, that 786 is right in that area, so that would make sense to me as well. We bounced off the 618 once, we bounced off it twice, and we're coming into it a third time. Generally speaking, whenever you have found support on it twice and then you break into it the third time, generally what I would look for would be, if not support, somewhere in the sweet spot here, which I don't think you're going to get. I think you've worked at it and you've broken through. I don't think you're going to get it. I would say that you're more likely to find support on the 786 or the 886. So you could go, truthfully, I mean, you could go all the way down to 0.17 cents, but I'm more in favor of believing that it would go probably to the 786. That's my opinion. It doesn't have to bounce off of that directly. It can, it can go through it or bounce off, you know, just a little bit above it, you know, but somewhere in this range around this price is what I would think. So that's going to be about a drop, you know, give or take about 40%, maybe let's say 35 to 50%, something like that, of a drop from the current price. And maybe it goes up, maybe it doesn't. I don't know. All it's done throughout its history is form lower highs and lower lows, but now you actually do have a higher low, still a lower high overall. Higher high than this one, but I would say it's still a lower high. You know, you can see it's just like a downward slanting chart. I don't know, man. You want me to be a believer and think that this thing's actually going to break all-time highs and go on to new highs? Break this high first, right? Come up and break that high first, and then we can talk. Then what you have is definitely higher lows and higher highs forming, which is nice. And you know, truthfully, you'll probably go lower, so it won't be there that you're gonna form your high, but still, you can you can come all the way down to like whatever. Like if you were to go down like right there, right, you could have a slanted, I don't know, I'm drawing it poorly, but you get what I'm trying to say. It can go lower and still be a higher low is all I'm trying to say. And really the real test is going to be up here. So after you're done going down, let's see how it reacts. Let's say you're here and it was to go all the way back up to here. That'd be a 10x right there, man. That would be a 10x. So if it can pull a 10x, doesn't have to be in the same short amount of time, just break through it, you know, within this cycle, then we can talk about going to new all-time highs. I wonder what the current all-time high is from where you are now. 34x away. I mean, if you were to go all the way back up there, take the high to the low, that's pretty big. Let's see. That's 100x, right? That's 120 something x, and then the 618, the 1618 would be a 600 and something x with a low market cap coin like this, being that it's a $1.3 million asset in market cap valuation. That would imply to me that there is 1000x potential in this thing, that it could do 100x's for sure, but just because it has that potential doesn't mean it's going to reach it. I'm just saying, you know, before we even get these pie in the sky ideas, let's break above this one here, right? Let's get above that, which from here is still about a 600% growth, a 7x away from where we are now. So do that, and then we can start talking bigger numbers. I do like the volume. I really do like the volume, honestly. Being at about 10%, like the reason I like it. Let's go to Bitcoin real quick, right? And volume isn't everything. It can be misleading for sure, especially in crypto. People do manipulate their volume, but looking at the market cap here, you have a 523. Let's call it 500, yeah, 23 and a half, whatever. 16 billion traded in the last 24 hours. So that's not even 10%. That's actually, I don't think that's even 5%. It's less than 5%, I'm pretty sure, right? Yeah. Yes. Anyways, where is it? 10% would be 52 billion, right? So it's not 5%. I don't know. Anyways, my brain's starting to hurt, so I'm going to end it there. I do think that GLQ goes down, probably down to this previous area of resistance, somewhere in there where you got the closing bases and these wicks here, around 0.3 cents to 0.2 cents, somewhere in that range. And then from there, we can talk about going up. The thing that it needs to do to prove itself that it's even worthy of that, right, is let's build some volume out of this. It doesn't have to be dramatic like this. I mean, the more the merrier, whatever. But build some volume out of this, form your higher low, and again, it doesn't have to look like that. Form your higher low, and then from there, get a higher high. That's the most important thing. If we can do that, then these multi-100x moves from the current price to even 1000x or more becomes a lot more likely. Even though it's still to some degree, you know, possible that you might not see new all-time highs. Let's form a new high first from here and see how it goes. Right now down, maybe later up. That's all I got for you guys. If you liked the video, leave a thumbs up. I appreciate all the likes. If you could subscribe, if you haven't, that would be awesome as well. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.